Welcome back. We're back with Stephen Bleiberg, David Siino from TD Epoch, talking a bit about the TD U.S. Capital Reinvestment Fund and the process they talk about in terms of what stocks make the cut to get in the fund and stay and which don't. And one of the best ways to tell the story, gentlemen, of course, is the real-world examples. So, David, I'd like to bring it over to you. We've got a list of 4 holdings. First one is Ameriprise. Maybe tell us just who they are for Canadian viewers who may not be familiar, and also why they're in there.
Sure. So Ameriprise is the largest financial advisory network in the United States, close to $1 trillion of AUA and AUM. They also have an asset management business. They were spun out of American Express in 2005. Still the same management team, still the same CEOs. So very much a capital light model. They do collect this is a fee-based model. They don't have much in the way of balance sheet risk. They do have some legacy life insurance businesses which consume capital. But on average, over time, for every dollar of free cash flow they generate, they have returned 90 cents of it to shareholders in the form of dividends and buybacks. The other 10, they reinvest in the business in the form of, say, acquisitions of existing asset managers or existing wealth management teams. And have historically generated returns on capital in excess of 50%. So a very profitable model, very much what we're looking for. Management team is incentivized to generate returns on equity, which we like to see in the management LTIP schemes. So this is a name that is probably one of the best performing large cap financial names that you may not have ever heard of over the past 50 years.
I was just going to say that, and it's a huge business that I have not ever heard of, so that's fascinating. Your next one is ticker symbol CHE. Why is this one interesting to you?
Yeah, Chemed, it's a little bit of an unusual business. They do operate the largest hospice chain in the United States, which and the next part of their business, I kid you not, they also own the largest plumbing franchisor in the United States called Roto-Rooter. So you say, what does one business have to do with the other? Absolutely nothing, but they both generate high levels of free cash flow, which the company has reinvested over time at very attractive returns, both in acquiring existing Roto-Rooter franchisees as well as existing hospice properties. Not the most glamorous of businesses, but as far as measured by returns on capital, a very profitable one. And that has performed very well for us over time.
It's a glamorous chart. I think that's what investors like to see. Copart.
Copart, the largest vehicle salvage auction business in the United States. If you wreck your car and your insurance company decides it's better if they just pay out a claim to you, and as opposed to repairing the car, they send it to auction. And Copart had the original online auction model, whereby buyers from all over the world can look at the carcass of your old vehicle and decide to bid on it depending on the shape that it's in. Copart does not take much in the way of principal risk. They don't own the car. By and large, they simply operate the auction lanes, and they collect about an $800 fee U.S. per vehicle on every vehicle that goes through their lanes. And the unique barrier to entry, Copart, we talked a lot about unique physical assets. Well, not many towns in the United States want these massive 50 or 100 acre auction sites where wrecked vehicles are parked for auction. Copart had a first mover advantage. They have this vast national network in the United States of auction sites, and over time has generated very attractive returns on capital.
I've only got about 30 seconds for the next one. We all know this one, Visa.
Visa, it came in the time I give this answer. Visa will have processed 400,000 transactions, 9,000 per second. A minuscule unit cost. They earn 11 or 12 cents for every transaction that you use when you swipe your Visa card. One of the most profitable businesses that you'll see in terms as measured by the operating margin. Very much a capital light model. They do not lend to the consumer. Think of this as one of the largest transaction processing businesses in the world, processing hundreds of billions of transactions per year. So a business that IPO'd in 2008 and has compounded very nicely over time.
It certainly has. And a reminder to anybody who's watching, balance the risks, do what makes sense for you. This is what they're talking about for their portfolio, but you've got to figure out if it makes sense for what you are looking at. Steve, final question. We look at the fund overall right now. We have been through, and I think people are preparing and buckling up for some volatility that could be coming in the next little while. How is a fund that is structured like the fund you have right now perform during volatility?
Well, I mean, we try to protect against volatility. We diversify the portfolio very thoughtfully. We hold about 90 names or so in our U.S. portfolio. No one name is more than 2%. Even the big mega cap names like Microsoft or Apple, we don't tend to hold more than 2% in any one name. And so we're not making big bets on a few names. We're making lots of little bets across a wide variety of names in different industries. They're not always highly correlated with each other. So we think that will help us hold up well.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you both, and I do hope we get to do it again soon.
Thank you,
Kim.
Stephen Bleiberg, Managing Director and Portfolio Manager, and David Siino, Managing Director, Portfolio Manager, and Senior Analyst, both at TD Epoch. All right, that is it for our show tonight. Any comments or questions, or if you'd like to get in touch with an advisor, you can email us at moneytalk@td.com. And a reminder, if you would like to watch Money Talk live, you can catch it on TD's web broker every day at noon. There's Greg Bunnell. A chance for you to send in your questions, and he will, of course, turn around and ask the guest your question live where you get to hear the answer. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you again next week.
The preceding paid commercial program was brought to you by TD Wealth.